Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. If this is your first time seeing my face, hey, make sure you click that subscribe button to stick around and also to turn on the notification bell. So I plan on filming about faith, I plan on filming about self-development and also relationships. You can just have a look around the channel and have a look at a few videos, and if it's something that you're interested in knowing more about or hearing more about, then you can press the subscribe button. And yeah, don't forget to also check us out on Instagram and also follow my stories. I really like to interact on my Insta story because I think it's such a great way for me to get to know you and for you to get to know me as well, right? If you're a returning subscriber, meaning you've been watching all my videos as I upload them, hey, God bless you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate every single one of you. I don't want to really be like, oh, but there's only 20 people, there's only 90 people, there's only 95 people, there's only 100. I really appreciate every single one of you, because in my head I'm like, if all those 95 people are in a room, that's gonna be a lot. Anyway, let me get into today's topic, right? So today I want to talk about the struggles of being a young believer. Now, I know this is something that a lot of people don't want to talk about, but when I made this channel, I said to myself, I don't want to be your typical person coming online. I want to speak about things that a lot of people run away from or shy away from, because what I realize is that when we don't talk about these things, when we're not open and when we're not honest, a lot of people, they struggle. And I don't want anyone out there to I don't want you to struggle on your own. I don't want you to feel like, oh my God, am I the only one going through this? Sure, you click that thumbs up, you click the like button, and also comment below. Let me know if there's any area that you're struggling with or you've overcome, or you want to share more tips with other people. Just let me know in the comment section below. So what are the struggles of being a young Christian or a young believer in 2020? What do we actually struggle with? So at the end of this, I'm actually going to share tips to kind of overcome them, because we are overcomers. I don't want to come here and share things that we struggle with without talking about how we overcome them. I'll be doing a very big disservice water because I'm thirsty. Lol. So the first thing I want to talk about is, oh yeah, before I move on, please turn up the volume of this video. Again, I do not own the building. There's other people around, so I don't want to be screaming and shouting at the top of my lungs. So just, turn up the volume so you can hear. So apologies for that. I'm sorry. Talk about is, what is it now? The first thing I want to talk about is consistency. So this is something that I feel like a lot of Christians deal with, young and old. What do I mean by consistency? You being on fire every single day, 9 to 9, or January to December, you constantly praying every day, you're constantly fasting every week, you're constantly on top of your game and on top of your relationship with God. This is something that a lot of us struggle with. I still struggle with, and it's not easy. If you're out there and you're beating yourself up oh my God, why can't I just be consistent in prayer? Trust me, a lot of us young believers, we are struggling with the same thing. So don't feel like you're alone. I think in real life, not everyone you meet is a Christian. At your workplace, not everyone is a Christian. So a lot of conversations that you have at lunchtime, you have in the office or whatever setting you're in, there will be a lot of temptations there, for you as a young Christian. Maybe you've said, okay, I'm going to give up this, I'm going to give up that. You will be put in situations where you're going to be tempted. That's just it. You're going to be tempted to be angry. You're going to be tempted to slap someone out of their mind. You're going to be tempted to do a lot of things. You're going to be tempted to sin. You're going to be tempted in a lot of different areas. So this is something that I really feel that you have to be prepared for. I want to tell the raw truth here. I don't want to tell you that, yes, once you give your life to Christ, everything's going to be perfect and you're going to be just jumping with, roses falling everywhere, gold falling everywhere. You will have great moments where, God will just come and surprise you and do amazing things and just blow your mind. But I think that is very unrealistic. That will not happen every time, because think about it. Even when Jesus was on the earth, there was time where they put nail through his hands, they stoned him, they spat at him. Now, God forbid any of us go through any of those things, but I'm just saying, like, don't expect a perfect walk with God, okay? I spoke about, how to kind of get over addictions, how to get over guilt, shame from kind of lost and all that kind of stuff. So I'll put the link maybe somewhere up there, somewhere up here or somewhere up here. Check it out, and yeah, let me know what. I think the third point for me, right? The third struggle for me would be, let's say, obeying God. Now, you're a young person and God tells you to do something. God tells you to give money to that person. God tells you that you should pack all your salary. I'm laughing because this happened to me. Pack everything you have in a month. Open your account. Look at everything you have in a month. Pack everything and go and give it to someone, or go and give it to a ministry, or go and give it to whatever. It's such a struggle because you are looking crazy to everyone around you, like your friends, your family, everyone that knows you. They think there's, you're starting to go a bit mad because it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense. Like, who does that? Who goes for work 30 days? Who goes to work, and then you take that money that you've earned and then someone is telling you to give it to someone. It is a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. It is a struggle. But I feel like in my experience, I might share my story of how, I went through that phase of, God telling me that I should pack all the money I earned in a month and give it to a particular, or give it somewhere. Let me not mention. I'll share it in that video. It is a struggle to obey God. Or God tells you that you should cut off a particular friendship. God tells you to cut off doing some certain things. It's going to be hard. It's really, really going to be hard. I know as I'm saying this, some people are like thinking in their mind, what do you mean God tells you to do that? Like, what? Look, that's a whole different thing. Like that, we can be here all day if we start talking about that. So I might make a video actually to just kind of explain like how God speaks to you, how you can hear God's voice, how you know it's yourself talking, how you know it's God talking, how you know it's the enemy talking. I might make a video like that just to kind of inform people. So yes, obeying God is going to be a struggle. Don't just think, oh, I love the Lord. Especially when it comes to money as well. Hey, you're like, yes, I love you, Jay, I love you. And he's like, give me that, and you're there. You're there reconsidering your whole life thinking, is this Christian life worth it? This will be So yeah, that's a struggle that you're going to have to deal with. The next one, and this one is very, very dear to my heart, right? This is something that a lot of people will not maybe talk about or don't want to talk about, right? And this struggle is about the season of purification, right? Now, as a new believer, you have to go through this. Unless you are like, I don't know, let me not even lie, you will have to go through this season of purification. If you've had a life before Christ, then you're going to have to be purified from a lot of things, right? And this season is probably one of the hardest seasons, Some people go through it like right after they give their life to Christ. Some people, it takes a while before they go through the season, right? And I feel like the reason why some people take a while to go through the season of purification is because they don't want to let go, They don't want to let go. Like, I went through my season of purification, and trust me, it was hard. There was times where I just said to myself, oh ma, I don't know if I can continue. I don't know if this is worth it. I don't know, like, there's sometimes I'm just like, is this even worth it anymore? Because it's so hard. Everyone I've heard of, gold comes out of gold, it goes through this purification process, it goes through fire, it goes through this, and you're like, oh yes, amen, Lord, make me like gold. Like, I feel like sometimes like we really say these things and we don't think it through. Going through fire, going through pain, going through all these things is a hard process. You're going to have to let go of the things that you've been holding on to for 10 years, for 5 years, for 15 years. However, you're going to have to let go of these things. And the season of purification will show you if you truly love God, if you're truly determined. It really test you. It really did test me. And if not for God and if not for the Holy Spirit, there's no way I would have made it through. Because so many times I'm like, I want to quit. sick and tired of this. Let me go back to my old life. Thank you very much. But I thank God for his mercy. I thank him for not failing me. And yeah, this one, this struggle, if you're not careful, it can literally wipe you out, because I feel like this is one of the enemy's strategy, and it's judgment. You know, you give your life to Christ and people, they start judging you, they start mocking you. Oh, why are you not doing that anymore? Why don't you want to do that anymore? Why don't you want to come there anymore? Oh, you think you're better than us now? You think, a lot of people, they won't understand why you suddenly change. Even if you explain to them that, oh yes, I don't want to do that anymore, I don't want to go here anymore because of this. Some of them, they won't believe you. They will, there's some people even start spreading rumor around about you. They'll be like, oh, don't mind her, or maybe you're doing great things for God. God has told you to start something, or God has told you to start doing something. People will fight that. They will come and judge you. They will say all manners of things. But for me, and this is probably another point I will speak about, you have to really just die to self, because if you don't die to self, then the opinions of other people is definitely, it can just eat you up. And that's why I said at the start that you can literally be wiped off if you are not careful. So forget about the judgment of other people. Like, there's this Bible verse that talks about don't fear men, fear the one that can kill the spirit and the body. And obviously that's paraphrasing. I'll try and see if I can put the Bible verse here. But fear God. Like, anytime someone comes at you or they attack you, because let's not lie, there's people like that in this world that they just, that's their ministry. The way, like, there's a ministry for this, there's a ministry for that. There is for judgmental people. Some people, they can just never, they'll be like, why is that guy acting for God? Why is he releasing movies for God? Does he think he's the only one? Like, people will say all manners of things, and you just have to realize that it's a bit of hate. It's coming from a evil. Just watch out for that and understand that that is something that you will have to go through. Okay, point I want to talk about is dealing with, I think, mistakes. As a young Christian, you will make mistakes. You will make mistakes, and that is the honest truth. So in the video I made last week, I spoke about addictions, and I spoke about how sometimes when you are trying to get over a particular addiction, that be a struggle. It's not just something that's going to happen like that. Sometimes you're going to fall, rise until you can actually just rise and stay there, right? So making a mistake is something that will happen. So prepare your mind for that. Maybe you say the wrong thing. Maybe you approach a situation, in an ungodly way or something. So be prepared for that, right? Like, another thing about mistake is that, so if you want a believer and you want a Christian, right? I feel like people pardon your mistakes. They're like, oh, yeah, that's Bola, that's Bosse that we know. Yeah, that's Shaniqua, that's, they think it's fine. But I feel like once people know that you are a believer and you're a Christian, and that they put you on this like higher pedestal or higher, they see you as someone who should be like an example to everyone else, basically. So if you make any little mistake, best believe they will come for your neck. Like, they will come for your neck. If you're someone who's struggling with like saying bad word and everything, and you've been having everything going well, blah blah blah, and maybe someone comes and does something to you and you just say the S word or you say the F word or something, people will never let that go. Some people, they will even start a group for you. Did you know that she said this? While we were at the meeting, I heard her say this, and she called herself I hate when people do that, and he calls himself a Christian. How can he have a child out of wedlock? And he calls himself a Christian. Why is he running around with 5 girls at the same time? And she calls herself a Christian. Why is she saying the F word? Like, people will come for your neck. They will come for your throat. And I was speaking to someone about this a few days ago, and I was just saying how we have to be careful not to attack people. So when people come at you with this like hateful spirits that questioning, don't mind her, don't mind him, when they come at you with that hateful spirit, I've learned to understand that I'm not speaking to that person. I'm not dealing with that person. There is a spirit inside that person that is controlling their thoughts, controlling their voice, controlling their thinking pattern. And that is a spirit that is actually trying to come against me. So it's the same for you. When people are, and my dad always says something like, once you know what you're doing, you're not doing anything bad, then you have nothing to worry about. You know you're doing the right thing, and people are coming to attack you. They send you crazy DM, they send you crazy email and all that kind of stuff. It's fine. Understand that we are not fighting with flesh. We're not fighting with carnal beings. We're not fighting with, we're fighting with spiritual things in high places. So if you're someone who you're dealing with that right now, you're just kind of like, God, what is happening? Why are other people turning against me? Why are they forming hate groups? And this is just so sad to say, right? But I'm going to say it anyway because I want to be honest and I want to be very transparent and raw in this video. So I feel like sometimes a lot of these things, they happen in small fellowships, like little gathering, the ushering department, the choir department, the praying department. They happen in like very small communities, especially in the church. And it's really, 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 really sad. And I feel like whenever I notice this happening, instantly I realize that a spirit department, there's a spirit that is coming to cause division, and it needs to be attacked, it needs to be prayed on, there needs to be like fasting and prayer, like things needs to be done, because that is not normal. It is not normal for you to gang up against one person. It is not normal for you to constantly throw shade and hate. Like, there is a spirit behind it, and that is not a spirit. Another struggle is just the fear of backsliding. And I was listening to one of Lawrence Oyor's message. So if you don't know who Lawrence Oyor is, he's a minister, or evangelist, a pastor in Nigeria. Basically, you can just YouTube him. And he was talking about how some people, they're constantly worried about like losing that fire for God, and I've definitely experienced this as well. I feel like once you've experienced the other life and you've experienced the presence of God, and you've experienced his power, his might and all that, there's this thing that the enemy kind of brings in your mind every now and then, like, oh, what if you do something and you offend him and you lose the presence, or you lose access and all this kind of stuff. My brothers and my sisters, that is a lie. That is a lie from the pit of hell. There is no need for you to worry. In as much as you're trying your best, you are constant. So I'm going to quickly share tips on how to overcome these struggles, because I feel like I can't just come and be like struggle 1 to 10 or whatever and not share tips on how to overcome. I've used over the years and they have really, really worked for me. So I really hope that they work for you too, okay? Tip is understanding and knowing that the Holy Spirit is your best friend. Forget anything. The Holy Spirit, he is your best friend. He's closer to you than the flesh on your body. He's so close to you, right? And he is the one that will direct you in all things, all those things like youthful loss, all those things like addictions, facing judgment from others, all this kind of stuff. He will help you to manage those situations. He will be able to tell you, okay, do this, don't do that, call this person, reach out to this person, do this, give this. He will instruct. Just make sure that you constantly develop a relationship with the Holy Spirit, and once you keep doing that, everything else, I won't say easy peasy, but it will become a bit easier for you. And I think the second tip is to understand that prayer is a must. It is not a choice. Prayer is a must. It is not a choice. It is not something that you feel like doing. Like, sometimes I have to crawl down my bed just to pray. Sometimes I have to run to the toilet and quickly hide somewhere and just kabash, like speak in tongues, because you just cannot operate and you cannot survive in this era that we're in 2020 without constantly praying. And I think sometimes as well, when you're dealing with fleshy things, if you're someone for example, if you're someone who you are dealing with maybe anger, or maybe you're dealing with whatever it is. I'm just mentioning my own stuff. Let's be raw and honest. the Holy Spirit will help you to kind of suppress that feeling. So when your flesh kind of rages up and is like, I want to, the Holy Spirit will help you to calm it back down. We're like, relax, 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 relax. Someone offends you and you want to retaliate, you want to, do whatever you want to do as a human being. The Holy Spirit will tell you, calm down, calm down, calm down. It's okay. Calm down, calm down. The Holy Spirit will tell you, I know you're upset in this moment. I know what has happened. I can see what's going on. Don't worry. Calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. The Holy Spirit can do that for you. Okay. So also prayer. I think I've just went back. Anyway, praying is a must. You have to be in constant communication, or else you will fall straight back into your old ways. Okay. And I think the third thing is obedience. Just being stupid and foolish enough. Permit me for using those words, but sometimes that's really what it is. Being stupid and foolish and blind enough to just obey his instructions. He tells you, gather all the money that you've made in a month and go and give it to someone. Like, that's, for me, humanly speaking, it's stupidity. It does not make any sense, right? But it's something that you have to do. Obedience. Do it first of all, and then see what will happen afterwards. And I hope I'm able to kind of share my testimony of, when that happened for me and what happened and stuff like that. So being able to obey God will save you from a lot of these struggles, And I think the next point I kind of already touched on when I was talking about getting judgment or criticism from people is that, so the point here is that you have to die to self. You have to forget about, that person did this thing to me. Who did that person think? Me. A whole me. How can they do that to a whole, like, all that prideful and ego and all that, it needs to just die, because if not, it just won't work. You just will find yourself in crazy situations, doing crazy things you're not supposed to be doing, out of line with God, disobeying him. And I know it's hard. I know it's hard. It is very hard for you to be like, I'm going to, and God tells you, or the Holy Spirit tells you to not do something. It's hard, but you have to die to your flesh, because your flesh will always want to do something contrary to your spirit. So tip I want to share is chase after God, not boys. Chase after God, not gold. Chase real things. Chase after God, not fame. Chase after God. Chase after him. Chase after his heart. Because you can get all these things. Yes, you can get all the material things. You can get the fame. You can get the car. You can get the wife. You can get the husband. You can get the money. You can get everything you want. And all those things, they will just be vanity at the end of the day. You still have that emptiness inside of you. So I hope this video has been able to help you in some way, shape or form. I actually planned to talk about relationship this week, but something was like, just share this. You don't know who is kind of struggling and who you might help by making this. So yes, don't forget to like it. Don't forget to press the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. And I will see you next week, Saturday. Like, press the like button for consistency. Like, I've been really trying my best to, be consistent with this whole with this whole Saturday thing. So yes, please continue to take care of yourself. We're still going through this crazy pandemic. Continue to take all the safety measures. Don't be one of those people that's like, oh, that's not my... Please, I want to see you next week watching my next video. Anyway, guys, bye.